week from today, we'll be broadcasting live from Texas Children's Hospital. I believe it's our 5th year doing this for Houston's Little Heroes. It is where you will have a little peek into the world of what actually is going on there every single day if you are lucky enough to not need them. If you ever need them, you'll be so happy we have them. I have said so many times in my life as a Houstonian, my God, we are so lucky we live here.
Yep.
Because people come from all over the world and have to spend so much money. First of all, medical treatment's not cheap.
No.
But you don't live here. You need to find somewhere to stay.
You
Your
have to
family
eat.
is totally displaced. You have to eat. So Houston's Little Heroes, that is the one day we dedicate KRBE's airwaves to Texas Children's Hospital to raise money as much as we can. And every dollar stays right here at this hospital that treats kids all over our area and all over America. We've seen the mission control.
Yep.
We've seen how they've seen all the different children's hospitals around the state and how they're going to helicopter a child here because we have the best of the best. If you want to donate now and get ahead of it, it's already open and live for you to do that. Text the letters KRBE to the number 34984. 34984. And
You'll remember that number. We put that out many times.
34984. I'll be saying it in my sleep.
Yep.
34984. We've met a lot of different families and a lot of different people who work in the hospital. You know, whether it's a doctor, a nurse, somebody who is a child life specialist, the Positive Play program, ADARE with Bailey and Melman and their whole group of dogs that help out kids. And over the years, we've met different families. Most of the time, it was for this Thursday event.
It's like we go there, then they go, hey, we have some families to meet.
Yeah.
But Boyce reached out, I think, was it last week, Boyce?
Yes.
Boyce and Amy Lejeune, good morning. Welcome to the Ruler Show with Eric here on KRBE. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Now, listen, I want to already preface that I tremendously, I don't know how to say the words. I tremendously respect you. Not that I wouldn't before, but even more so for coming here to talk about a battle your daughter lost. Because I know a lot of people want to hear a happy ending story. And I've said so many times to the people I've lost in my life of cancer, it doesn't always end great. But the journey of who you met to get you through the loss of that person stays with you forever. So Boyce and Amy, tell us about your daughter, Paige.
So Paige, she was our healthy baby girl. 10 pounds when she was born.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. By the way.
Yeah. Wow.
But she was our healthy, happy little girl until one day she wasn't. And when she was in 8th grade, she got sick. It was around Christmas time and developed a cough, and we couldn't get over it. Thought pneumonia, bronchitis, pneumonia. And, after a few weeks of it and it just wouldn't go away, we ended up at the ER at Texas Children's Hospital. And after a very, very long night in the ER there, a whole bunch of tests subsequently revealed a 16-centimeter mass across her chest.
Whoa.
Poor girl could not lay down to sleep for several nights. We didn't know why. That morning we found out why.
Yeah, there were several weeks that Amy and Paige would sleep sitting up on the couch.
Wow.
Because if she laid back,
It would
that
just
mass
push.
would crush her airway. So
And wait,
Wow.
before you
and
found
stuff.
out there was a mass, Amy, did y'all just not know that she was in her room not sleeping flat?
We didn't realize it. When she was just having this little cough, my mom had noticed, hey, she spent the night at my house and she couldn't get comfortable. She couldn't lie down flat. She was kind of having to turn and toss and turn all night.
But then once you knew the mass was there, now you're sleeping up.
Then,
Right.
we didn't
Well, no,
know.
that was still before.
And
Yeah.
that night that I was like, wait, she can't go down at all. We're going to the hospital.
Got it. Okay.
And
Like, what happens when they tell you this? Do they go, right now, we have a plan, we got to do this, this, or are you just in shock? Do you go
Yes
home?
and no.
How's it? I don't. My mind would be just
we
blown
ended
away. I
up-
wouldn't know what to do.
they took her for the x-ray. And before she got back, we had about, 10 doctors
I was
in
with
the room.
Paige. I walked with her to the X-ray. Amy was in the room that they were going to put her in the ER. And by the time Paige and I walked back, which maybe down the hallway,
Okay.
there were already doctors in there talking to Amy. After
Wow.
just seeing the
They were just
X-rays.
already.
And they use the term HEMOC, which if you're not familiar with cancer and all that, you don't understand what that is. And so throughout the day, we had no idea. We're thinking it's still pneumonia, all this stuff. They're starting to talk about surgery. testing this, testing that, and it's just like, what in the world's going on? So,
And then we found ourselves in the ICU. They said, "Hey, we've got to get her in. We've got to run a bunch more tests." And so they were taking her back, and they wheeled her. They were about to wheel her out, and the doctor pulled Boyce out and said, "We are about 99% sure this is cancer."
yeah, because at that point we still weren't sure, and the doctor, I kind of was like, "What's going on?" Because they were talking about putting lines in and all this stuff, and we're like, "What is going on?" And he goes, "You don't know," and we're like, "What?" And so he pulls me over to another room, and he tells me, "Well, I walk over there, and they're wheeling Paige out, and then I have to tell Amy, hey, they're 99% sure that our daughter's got cancer."
How'd you do
but they
that
don't know what.
to look at your wife's
just-
eyes to say
Well,
that
and
about your
she
daughter?
knew something wasn't right when she saw my face when I looked back over at her. You know, so it's one of those things that you never, you know, you just don't know, right, until it happens. And
Paige didn't know it was cancer.
absolutely not. No.
So did you guys have to tell her? The doctors told her?
I think
It was
if I remember
us.
right, yeah.
When they told us and they wheeled her off to the OR, we made a beeline for the chapel there at the hospital, and I was just doing a lot of praying, like, Lord,
Right,
just
of course.
help us here because I don't know what's going on. And when she got back, and we had to let her know, and it was, I mean, who wants to tell their kid that, you know?
Of
But
course.
at that point, it was we have a lot in our back pocket. She was diagnosed with T-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia, ALL.
Wow.
And it is a particularly aggressive form of leukemia. But they said, you know, we've got a whole plethora of tools under our belt that we're gonna throw at this to do everything we can to get her to where we need her to be.
Because you're in the best place,
Absolutely.
Texas Children's Hospital.
Absolutely.
And at that point, I mean, I know there's so much going on in your head and emotions and shock and what is this, but did you realize how lucky you are that you were there?
Yes. I mean, there was
Thank God.
there was the sense of peace that these people, they knew what they were doing, and they were going to take care of my daughter.
That's fantastic. If you're just tuning in to the Rula Show with Eric, we're speaking to Boyce and Amy Lejeune. Their daughter Paige, in the 8th grade at 13 years of age, was having cough, some kind of bronchitis. We don't know. It's holiday time. Kids got germs, and it turned out to be cancer. And they were at Texas Children's Hospital. I understand that she battled this 3 times, guys.
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
And-
3
but-
times.
She got into remission the first time, started the maintenance phase, and then relapsed that summer.
But what did you tell me when you wrote that in the message there? Like how she was just like, you know, even though she's no longer with us,
But
that's what you saw.
she's always with us. But I tell everybody she became my rock. You know, to watch her at that age go through everything she went through. She smiled all the time. I say all the time. Obviously, there were times that she didn't, right? But she was just always loving on others. More worried about the little ones when she'd be in the clinic getting her chemo, and there's a little 2-year-old doing the same thing. She was more worried about being over there with them, playing with them, and having fun, and making sure they were okay versus herself.
Wow.
She was so
Give me that
selfless.
picture of her, Amy. I want them to see that picture. They brought a framed picture
I
of
would love
Paige.
to
She's
see what
so
Paige-
sweet with her smile.
Yeah, she had plans. We were not to talk about
That
cancer.
smile.
I was not
Oh, my
to
gosh.
be sad. She's like, do not come at me if you're going to be sad.
This is
She had
Right.
plans. She was going to be, after she had been around them, enough, she wanted to go to Baylor. She wanted to become a nurse at Texas Children's and be on the floor and treat kids just like her. She was even going to marry a doctor. She was going to be a hot doctor named Richard. She had to pick
I
out.
my God,
love
I
it.
do.
Yeah, she had the name picked out,
Amy
so he
and
was
the-
going to have to change his name.
He's gonna change his name. Amy, in the years we've done Houston's Little Heroes at Texas Children's, we have met exactly what Paige wanted to be. We have met an adult who was a child, treated at Texas Children, grew up, became a nurse, and now treats kids because of her journey. So Paige was not alone in that thought. Now tell us, in the end, after the third battle, what happened in the end there? Because some people are just tuning in and they don't know what is the end result of Paige's journey.
Well, so we went through, over the course, Texas Children's gave us over 1,000 days, we calculated it, over 1,000 days from the time that she was diagnosed until the time that she stepped into heaven. And over that time, she went through treatment, she relapsed, she had a bone marrow transplant. And we thought everything was going great. She was going to start back at school, and then she relapsed again. And at that point, they had used they describe it as a road, and it kept getting narrower and narrower. And they had used every tool that they had.
Yeah.
And so we were told, hey, we've got to, make some decisions here. And so this was what, July?
Middle of July.
Middle
2016.
of July in 2016. And when they meet you at the door, because we had gone back in, and when they meet you at the door and they have the look on their faces, I mean, they took us into a conference room, and I couldn't even make it to the table. I went down on the floor, and they said, it's back, and we don't think that we have anything for it this time.
Gosh.
But in true Paige fashion, so we hear this news, we walk over to her room, and our faces kind of look like yours right now.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And, no, you're good because it happens. And we walked in, and Paige looked at us and goes, "Get out of here! You can't look like somebody just got shot."
Wow.
She was always about trying to be happy.
So strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just wanted to be happy, and she kind of knew at that point. She knew because we'd kind of had talks like she wanted to stop taking some medicine, or she wasn't eating, coming up before that relapse and stuff. And it was just like, she kind of knew what was happening.
How long from that to the day she
So
went
she
to
relapsed
heaven?
in mid-July, and she passed away October 24th of 2016. They were like, what are her short-term goals? And Paige was not a short-term goal girl. Can we get her to 16? Her birthday was in August. So can we get her there? Yeah, we can get her there.
August what?
August 11th.
Okay.
Paige's
So,
birthday, August 11th.
it's just all those things that but that was her. And so now we kind of try to do everything that we can to help other families when we can. Amy goes up every year and talks to a new group of fellows that Paige's doctor leads this whole thing, and she talks about how to deliver news to the families, because it's not always.
That's true. You don't write that.
always
Do they
great.
even teach that?
Some will,
bedside manner
some will
type.
sell it like everything's great, and then some are like, hey, this is what
Facts.
could happen, but this is what we hope to happen, right? And so we kind of got a mixture of both from different doctors, and so now she gives back every year with that fellow, that class of fellows with our amazing Dr. Brackett, who we love her to death, and she treated our daughter like it was one of her own.
Oh, I love it.
And as well as everybody else up there, the empathy, the love, the support.
You're still
the
friends with them now.
kindness. Absolutely.
Yes.
We
The
follow them on
nurses-
Facebook, or they call us.
They
usually
care her
on
that
Paige's
much.
Birthday, absolutely.
The nurses were like Paige's sisters. She was very proud of introducing a bunch of them to Buc-ee's,
Oh.
to Beaver Nuggets, and they were always looking to see which.
Oh.
They were always looking to see which Bucky's shirt or Bucky's sock she was going to have on in a given day.
That's a fun
But they were
memory.
like her sisters, and that's why she wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
She saw how much they took care of her,
Yeah.
how much they took care of the whole family. And I think that's one of the main takeaways that I will always hold dear to my heart about Texas Children's, is that they're there to take care of that child, but oh my gosh, do they take care of the families too?
Because you have a son, too, who
Yes.
has to live this journey with Paige.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she passed away 6 days before his 13th birthday.
Oh,
So, that's, him having to live through that,
Yeah.
But then the school community, she was teaching in Deer Park but prior to this, and she's back with them now. But that community is just, they took us in as one of their own. We're from Pearland. She teaches in Deer Park, so she takes the kids, so we're kind of the outsiders, right? But we never felt like that. They were always there. Jeremy had like 3 grandmothers that just adopted him, that were retired teachers that would take him to and from school when we couldn't and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I just love that. Is there something you want to tell everyone? Because I know we have to break here about Paige. Like, is there one thing you want everyone to know about her?
I've learned a lot about her
'Cause
smile.
we've learned a
and
lot about.
she's so beautiful.
I love how she wanted.
She is probably the. She's my hero.
Absolutely.
You say little hero. She will forever be my hero. I want to be like her. The courage, faith, determination she showed over everything taught me more than anything I've ever witnessed in my life.
As terrible as the turnout was, obviously, right? I'm trying to remember what it was I told you exactly, that
Yeah, I have to
we
find
as
it.
parents got to learn more about Paige in those 16 years than most parents ever learn about their kids.
Yep.
I think is what it was.
That's what you were saying.
And
That's what
it's,
got me.
you just know how strong that kid was,
Yeah.
and could only imagine what she would have done in this world. You know,
Your quote
But-
exactly what Boyce was: to see her battle from age 13 to 16. I got to see the toughness and the grit that most parents never see in their kids. God bless you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you lost her, but God, what a mark she made.
Absolutely.
What a mark she made. Paige Lejeune, memory eternal. God bless your family.
Sure, she's doing big things right now in heaven. She found that doctor.
Yes,
She's getting me from crying.
Richard,
right now.
Richard,
I'm
she's
surprised
like,
I
what are
haven't
y'all
lost it.
talking to the show about me like that? But I'm crying.
We should have said, don't put mascara on. Yeah,
But that is the wonder and the amazingness of Texas Children's Hospital, and I love to hear the testimony again from yet another family that says how they take in the entire family, and that is what it's about, Houston. That is why we're going there next Thursday to raise as much money as we can, because it all stays here, and it helps so many people in so many programs and so many different ways. So whether you need them because your baby has RSV and they're going to get over that hump, or you don't know what's going on here, there's just a high flu, to the worst news you could get of all the things. Texas Children's is so special and spectacular. God bless you guys for being
Thanks
here,
for
Boyce
coming
and
in.
Amy.
Thank you.
I
so
mean,
much.
you are a
for
blessing
sharing
to
your
us
story.
for sharing your story.
I can't wait to try that fudge.
Yeah.
They brought us peanut butter chocolate fudge, y'all.
That's her
Wipe your
favorite.
tears.
Please, Houston, just donate. It is such a great cause. So thank y'all for the time.
God bless you guys.
We truly appreciate it.
Donate to 34984. Just text the letters KRBE to 34984, and we're going to raise as much money as we can for Houston's Little Heroes at Texas Children's Hospital. And it is all sponsored by Adam Ramji Law Group, and he'll be in here next.
Yeah, we
So
usually
talk
do
more
ask
about
the
that.
attorney, but I wanted to just talk to him about, because he's going to be a big part of this next week. We'll talk about that for sure, what he's doing for the community. It's pretty special.
Thank you so much, Lejeune family.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to go to
Thank
break,
you.
so I can give them hugs now. We'll be right back on KRBE. Hosier on the Ruler Show with Eric and 104.1 KRBE. I've been saying all morning that 1 week from today, we are going to be broadcasting live from Texas Children's Hospital for Houston's Little Heroes. And it's a huge effort to get as much money as we can so that the money that stays here can help multiple families, maybe yours one day, for all you know. There are so many facets to Texas Children's Hospital for Houston Little Heroes, and we are very excited to dedicate one day of our KRBE airwaves to that. And Adam Ramji Law Group, Adam Ramji, who comes to visit us all the time, has a big role this year, and he's here to tell us about it. Hi, Adam!
Good morning. So happy to be here, and happy we have some guests with us as well.
Yeah, usually we're all about ask the attorney, oh my God, somebody ran a stop sign and hit my car.
And we can still do that. If you do have questions, you can still call us right now at 833-390-KRB. You're always willing to help.
Yes, always here, y'all. And also, if you can't call over here, because we have this now, there's a radiothon going on, but if you have questions, call my office, 713-all-8s. My staff is always there. We don't charge a consultation fee. Just call in, and we'll make sure you're set and headed in the right direction.
So tell us about your involvement with Houston's Little Heroes.
I remember when you guys had spoken to me about this, and I was like, wow, this was like the first time. We get hit up for sponsorships and things like all the time. This was the first time when I went back to the office, we spoke about it. It was an instant unanimous. We were like, heck yeah, we want to be a part of that. And so we're really happy to be the presenting sponsor for such a great cause. And it hits so close to so many people, like you guys were talking about earlier. And so there's nobody who's, this kind of cancer, things like this, these issues do not, they don't segregate. They don't discriminate.
Doesn't matter how much.
Doesn't matter.
Rich, poor,
makes no difference. Yeah.
anything.
And so that's where, as humanity, we've got to team up together and do what's right to be able to find the right research or have some type of palliative care for the people that are suffering.
Right.
And so we're so happy to be a part of that.
And that's when we first. Was it 4 years or 5 years ago? Whenever we started doing the telethon,
it was
radiothon,
4 because 5 years ago
4?
was COVID, so we started after.
It's just us. Like you see other places, they're raising all this money because they've been doing it for 10, 15 years.
Right.
And it takes sponsors. It takes people. We can get everyone to call in, but it's great to have sponsors. And we have so many great people that are part of our, community here at KRBE, like you. And
thank you.
I'm hoping they hear this and
they're inspired to get their group together.
Because they can come on down next Thursday if you're listening right now. Game day, Men's Health. You guys listening? Come on down there and bring us a big fat check.
Right.
We'll take it.
It makes a difference for all of us to come together. And also at the firm, we do well, and we want opportunities to give away. And so we partnering with 104.1, first of all, gets us clients, and people say, oh, people have their feelings about personal injury lawyers, but also here we're also trying to do good. We really want to make sure that people are taken care of.
Right.
And as a community, if you make money and if you do well, if you don't help the society out, then what are you heading for, right? What are you doing, right? Yeah, what's the point? Yeah.
We're talking to Adam Ramji here on The Ruler Show with Eric and 104.1 KRBE. Next Thursday, we will be broadcasting live from Texas Children's Hospital. And, I know that we talk about the big stuff that happens there, but it's all about the everyday little stuff as well. I mean, I'm a mom, Sam's a mom, you're a dad, Adam, Eric's a dad. All of our kids at one point had something that unfortunately we've had to go to an ER for. I got to take them to the ER for this thing.
Seems like everyone has a story.
Everybody has a story,
Yes.
from the small to the big. And the child life specialist, if you don't even know who that is unless you had to know who that is. But like, I'll give you an example of my own son who was having these issues when he was a baby. We didn't know what was wrong with him. I left the station, went to the house to get him, took him to Texas Children's. I was there from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. And they had to do all these things to him to figure out what's going on. And the child life specialist would come in, and that's when I learned who they were. And they had like an iPad and some toys and things to distract him while the doctors were doing what they need to do. And that's an entire program that needs funding.
Yep.
The child life specialist. And I just said, was this on the air or off the air, guys? I was talking about when I was a child, I got in that car accident. It was a terrible, sterile environment. It was all gray.
Yeah, last week I think it was.
Was it last week on the air? And what they do for the environment of the child that is sick, all of that takes money. All of that takes money.
And just to paint to make it look like Disney characters.
Yes,
or,
a children's playground,
create a
or
good distraction
bright
for them.
colors, distractions.
Because we're grown-ups, we get scared. I get scared going to the doctor. I don't want to get shots and needles and stuff.
Yeah, and imagine you're a child. And we've talked to the team of the Positive Play program, PAW, Positive Play. It is all the golden retrievers in the labs that they have visiting patients in the hospital to help them get through procedures, distract them, just give them some puppy love. All of that takes money and funds. So it's the entire thing. Think of the whole spectrum, things you can't even think about that your money's going to go to. So we thank you so much, Adam Ramji and your law group, for being the presenting sponsor this year.
I'm honored. I've had, like you said, I've got 4 kids, and I remember when I've had issues with my children, you feel like that's the center of the world, and you feel so alone for a moment.
Yeah.
And you go there, and the trauma, and you feel like, I'll never forget those days when, my daughter got diagnosed with something, and it was the most catastrophic day of my life. And I felt so alone until I realized, oh my God, there's more people out there. So having this network and having it put together, you're not alone out there. Let us come together. And that way, then you feel like you have someone to lean on, because it is so painful and it just rips your heart out as a parent.
Right, that being alone, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Whenever you think of something, you're not the only one thinking that. There are other people that think that way.
Yeah.
And you're not alone. And Amy and Boyce, they were just on with us. I mean, Paige passed away, 9 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
9 years ago. And you're still talking to the doctors and nurses today. I mean, that's pretty special.
Taking care
That's
of
why
the
I love
whole
it.
family.
It's because you're going to see next week when we go there. You'll be there with us.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be inspired, and you can't help but smile.
Right.
Because these people love what they do.
And if we didn't have a forum like this, just the radio, just to be able to tell people we're here, how could we do that?
That's why I love local radio.
Yeah.
People always go, podcasts and satellite radio. I mean, that stuff's great, whatever, but we're here for this city, Houston.
Yeah,
this is
that's
our.
right.
This
I was
is where
talking
we
to
live.
someone recently. They were saying, you know what, I'm altruistic. I kind of want to give away, do things. I don't know where I can help, and I'm like, here's where you can help, because people often, receiving is one thing, but giving is a completely different feeling, right? So that opportunity to give as it's coming up, and if you don't exercise it, then you don't know that feeling. You don't know what you're missing out on. So it's actually an opportunity to invest in society and make sure that these children are taken care of.
So
I'm glad you
Texas
invested.
Children's-
I'm glad you're part of it, and I want others, because we have so many people.
I do like this challenge you're trying to build here, Eric. I like this
We
because
all
listen,
have our live endorsements. We do. The people we that spend money on this station. I would love for them to all this. Doesn't have to be. It could be $1,000. It could be anything.
and
anything.
anybody
Right.
who is one of our supporters here at KRBE, because radio is free because of sponsors and advertisers like your law group, Adam Ramji, and all the people that we talk about.
I
But
pay Kevin's salary over there.
anybody who is on their way to work right now, and you have a company that, to Eric's point, it doesn't have to be some like $100,000 check. Of course, we'd love that, but if you guys just pull your money together and you surprise us next Thursday by showing up to the hospital with it, believe me, it's
We'll give you love.
not gonna go unnoticed. It's not gonna go unnoticed.
And we do that too. If people text and they go, "Hey, you're matching the money that hour." Our whole team at blank place.
Right.
Here's a $5,000. We're gonna definitely give you mentions. We get mentions for people for $25.
Exactly.
So that $10, $25, that adds up. 25. We get all the people that listen to this station, to this show. If everyone can just give $10,
Yeah,
it'll be amazing.
Huge. And also get your kids involved. The children that are listening, tell your parents, listen, how can I donate $5, $10? And get and having the kids understand what other kids are going through. it's amazing how much kids are willing to
Maybe
give.
they don't want your allowance this week.
Yeah,
You'd
sure.
rather give that
Yeah.
allowance to
give it up. Yeah,
Texas Children's.
Texas Children's. Yeah.
Can't wait for it next Thursday. Adam, thank you so much for the support of your group. If you guys need to get in touch with Adam Ramji and his team for personal injury, the number is 713-all-8s. Can't forget that.
Super easy number. Yeah.
Can't forget that.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to donate right now and kind of just get ahead of it for Texas Children's Hospital, you just text the letters KRBE to the text number 34984. It's at krbe.com. You'll see the whole thing there for Houston's Little Heroes. We look forward to next Thursday. Adam, thanks for being here.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm excited. I can't wait for it. And let's make it rain.
You're gonna love it.
Let's make it right.
Let's do it.
All right, coming up next, why are people spending $377 to go see a movie that came out in 1939?
Ugh.
$377 to go see a movie that came out in 1939. I'll explain and scoop next on KRBE.
Celebrity Scoop on the Rula Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Randas. And oh my God, did I hear penguins singing Jingle Bells? Yes, I
that
did.
was Sam.
And you did too. And so did Paul. Is this Paul?
Hi, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul, you're caller 104.
Yeah!
Congratulations. You and 3 guests are on your way now to Holiday in the Gardens Festival at Moody Gardens in Galveston, Iceland. The holiday lights, the ice skating, photos with Santa, the Arctic slide, all the things. It's you and 3 guests, Paul, and now you're a finalist for an overnight stay at the Moody Gardens Hotel. Congratulations.
This is so awesome. Thank you.
You're going to love it.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Just take a hat, like a beanie hat, and your own mittens or gloves, because when you go into Iceland, it's so fantastic. You want to spend as much time as possible in there. It's
Rula
9
lasted,
degrees.
20 minutes?
Probably about 20.
They should make that up there. A Rula
minutes.
counter. Can you beat Rula?
Yeah, 25 minutes because my upper lip was starting to go stiff. I wasn't as bundled up as I should have been. But since you will be bundled up, I bet you could spend a lot more time in there, Paul. Thank you so much for listening, sir. I'll put you on hold to get your information off the air, let you get about your day. It's moodygardens.org, guys, if you would like to plan your own visit to Holiday in the Gardens Festival, because there's so much going on there. Like they have the 3D movie of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Scrooge, and it's a compressed version of those actual claymation ones
Instead
that we
of
know.
15
and the
minutes,
Scrooge
it's by, 8 minutes or something?
It's about, I think, 8 or 10 minutes, and it's in a 4D theater, so it snows in there. When the blizzard, they're going
cute.
to the land of
Kids
misfit
will love that.
toys. It blows in your face and you get
adults.
really cold. Yeah, it's really great. So speaking of movies, what is the movie?
So I thought you were talking about a movie called Las Vegas.
No, no, I didn't say Las Vegas. I just said
Earlier,
who's spending $377
Well, before that, you were saying
at Las Vegas.
I'm like, oh, I never heard of that movie.
Well, Las Vegas was a really great show on NBC that I enjoyed tremendously with Josh Duhamel and Jimmy Caan.
That's your man.
That was my man. But no, this is actually, you're right, for The Wizard of Oz. It came out in 1939. And what's very interesting about the original release of The Wizard of Oz, guys, that came out the same year as Gone with the Wind and other big blockbuster movies. And it really was a flop in the industry. They were ridiculed tremendously because you know how everything's about your box office numbers. When Wizard of Oz came out, it opened in theaters in 1939. It lost $1.1 million in its initial run.
Oh my God.
So Hollywood was like, what? My God,
Can't do
what
that
have they
again.
done? They went from black and white to color. They had all these extras, all these sets. It's ridiculous. Well, guess what? It makes $2 million a day at the Sphere in Vegas.
So that's where it's
What?
$377 just to see
At
a
the
movie.
Sphere in Vegas.
I mean, if
So
I was going to do it, the Sphere sounds cool.
The Sphere is amazing. If you have a chance to go to the Sphere for anything, I mean, I know friends that went to go see Backstreet Boys. I saw U2 there. There's so many different great concerts. The reason the tickets are so expensive is because they're giving you the ultimate 4D VIP experience package. Now, if you want just the basic ticket way up at the top, it's about $104 before taxes.
Okay.
On Sphere's
If you want the
website and
best seat.
Ticketmaster. There are 2 different kind of VIP packages because you know they're going to do that. The 2 different VIP packages are Glinda the Good Witch Premium Experience and then Wicked Witch of the West Bad Witch Ultimate VIP Experience. Now, the Good Witch Experience is about $323 and some change before taxes. And you get expedited entry, premium seating. Your digital ticket includes merchandise and a food and beverage voucher. But the Bad Witch Ultimate VIP Experience, that is the one that gives you the expedited entry, everything I already just said about the Good Witch Experience, plus exclusive access to a VIP lounge before the film. With complimentary custom-themed food and beverages, only available in that lounge. You get behind-the-scenes access to original film treasures featuring the ruby slippers, the iconic ruby slippers.
Wow.
You get a limited edition poster. You get the merchandise, like I said, for the food and voucher, and that is the one that is $337.
I saw a TikTok video where
ticket,
it said that
pre-tax.
Glenda was actually the bad person.
That's
Because
what
the
I'm
whole
saying. Did you
time-
not see my Instagram on Tuesday, Eric? Thanks
No.
for following me at Radio Rula.
I was busy.
My life is over.
She's the bad.
As I've known it before. My childhood has been broken.
The main thing was because she knew all along that she could go home anytime.
No,
with those
it wasn't.
shoes. That's what people were saying. Like,
oh, no, not that one.
This was
I
like,
didn't
they
see that
explained
one.
everything and talked about how she knew, and she then she used that on purpose. She used Dorothy to get rid of everybody.
I'm going
So
to
she could
deep
take
dive what you were
over.
talking
Like,
about. That's
she
not
made
what I
sure
saw. I was talking about Wicked.
No, I'm talking about the original.
Yeah, the original of what it is.
I'll show you that video. You'll be like, wow, Glenda does suck.
Oh, stop. I still can't believe it was just a dream. Wasn't Bobby Ewing in the
Oh, Bobby.
in the studio earlier this week, and he was in a dream too in Dallas?
Passing out bread.
Duffy's Dough. I hope that went well for them yesterday in Kingwood. All right, there we go.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Rula Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Tachys Fiber, and this Saturday, December the 6th, is going to be the big tree lighting ceremony at Houston City Hall. Reliant presents Deck the Hall. It is at Herman Square at City Hall. It is a free event that runs from 4 to 8 p.m. Live music, kids' activity zones, Santa Claus will be there. The tree lighting and fireworks finale begins at 6 p.m., and the headlining concert is R&B legend Brian McKnight.
There's
Back
Kevin.
at
He loves
one,
that.
Brian McKnight. But the other story making the news about the tree lighting ceremony is the fact that there's rats at City Hall. Dozens of rats have made Houston's City Hall their playground. People are saying the rat problem has become severe. And with the impending plans for the big event on Saturday, the Parks Department is trying to address the growing rodent population.
It is a real problem. I live next to not an abandoned house, but pretty much, and it's full of rats. We have our entire perimeter up against that house is those bait boxes. I've now become a little mini rat exterminator myself.
Look at you.
And,
You just need some cats.
Cats
that
and
is so
rats.
funny because our foundation guys were like, "Señor, necesitas gatos."
Yeah, I got a lot over by my house.
Yeah, I'll come
You
get
want
some.
Bring some of those strays. Now, the
Actually,
city of Houston.
tomorrow's prank call is all about stray cats. If
Is
you love
it?
cats, Christmas cats.
the group Stray Cats.
Oh, I
or-
hated that group.
Let's
Yeah.
not bring
Sure
that
one
up.
hit. The city of Houston is aware of the rodent infestation outside of City Hall, by the way, in the Reflection Pool and Park area. Now, the pest control vendors are going to conduct a thorough inspection and assessment, including the increase in frequency of the bait box servicing throughout the park to try and remedy this rat
What about the
run
rats
of Houston City Hall.
Inside the City Hall. People were texting earlier. Did you see those? I saw that. People were like, hey, there's two-legged rats in there.
Well, y'all enjoy the whole Reliant presents Deck the Hall this weekend. It's on Saturday, December 6th. Starts at 4 o'clock. It's free. And the tree lighting and fireworks going to happen at 6. And you can see more in person with rats.
Everyone thinks that the dad dropped them off at the City Hall
I
from
know, from
Revenge.
Revenge
Everyone's
on
texting
Tuesday.
that. Everyone's texting.
We've all thought that too.
Yep.
We weren't sure where she lived. Okay, anyway. Did you miss what happened on Roses today? It all was about Thanksgiving and the impropriety of how your boyfriend's talking to your cousin. You're going to hear it next on The Rula Show with Eric and KRBE.